I'm spooked. Hello people, my name is Fox and welcome to my Halloween video, which really isn't a Halloween video at all. It's just me showing off all the cards I painted during my Inktober challenge, which I later found out technically really wasn't a challenge. It was just something you do on October, where you paint stuff and draw stuff and, you know, Inktober. But I took it upon myself as a bit of a challenge. I decided to see if I could do one altered art card a day, magic specifically, and I could, with the exception of 2 days. I did actually 29 new alter arts. 2 of those days I just could not. I really did try to do one alter a day. Now, there were 2 days in which I worked like an 11 and 12 hour shift and I just couldn't. So, deal. So here we go, starting off with day number 1, coiling Ekans. I have done a Ekans Coiling Oracle before. I tried to go a little easy on the first day just to give myself a little bit of something I already know how to do. I have also done a Ka Coiling Oracle. This one was done in gouache. Number 2 is done in acrylics, and throughout the month I got a lot more comfortable using acrylics. I wasn't really used to how to layer acrylics properly, but I have learned since then a couple really good tricks, so I would probably do this a lot differently now. It's Sonic Lightning Greaves. I think I made his right foot a little too much like a football. But, them's the breaks. Goreclaw Tear of Quasisma, done as Pooh. I really screwed up his eyes. Pooh is surprisingly hard to paint, similar to like a Powerpuff Girl. It's very hard to draw Powerpuff Girls correctly for some weird reason. But yeah, I probably would try to do Pooh a lot better. I don't think it came out too terrible. I think I screwed up his shirt a bit and his face is too yellow, like pea. Who remembers Squee? This Squee from Jonan Vasquez's book, well, Squee, and also Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Yeah, Squee is a character from one of his comics that is always haunted by the main character, Johnny, for some reason. Look, I did a Tim Burton and made it all black and white. You guys ready for some Sonic the Hedgehog fan art? Check out this hedgehog, Shadow the Risen. Get Chris Chan on the phone. I fucking hate this one, just letting it be known. Drowned Secrets, and that is the Heart of the Ocean from Titanic. I don't know. I watched Titanic again, and I felt like, and I saw Drowned Secrets, and I was like, oh, that'd be pretty fun to put on it, and it just came out awful. I wanted to show it, though, because it's an example of not everything comes out good. Sometimes you get shit like this. My favorite altar of the entire month, and I'm happy I did it in gouache, too. Derevi as Cass from Breath of the Wild. I love how this came out. I do this a lot where I don't actually sketch the character before I draw them. I don't even really paint them at all. I just like look them up, look up some reference images, which trying to get reference images for Cass was a little tough, you sick fucks. And I just paint them. And I'm really happy how this came out. I'd love to do another one at a different angle, maybe at a different, maybe like a full art version. But yeah, this is easily my favorite altar. Number 8 was a cheat. I cheated because this was one of the days, October 8th was one of the days where I worked a really long shift and I had no time to draw anything or paint anything. So I just took one that I had done before, didn't really give it too much of notoriety, so I figured, I could pass this off. But no, I'm going to tell the truth and say, no, I didn't actually paint this in October. I did this during a commission I did for someone else where I painted them, I painted Tezzeret to be a blue Dalek, so I wanted to test it before I worked on the Tezzeret, and I think it came out pretty good. The Tezzeret one came out a lot better, but yeah, so I cheated. Number 9 was another commission. I don't actually have the card anymore. I ended up giving it to the person who commissioned it, so I might put a little image in there. Number 10, Mole Drifter as Lugia. I've done a Mole Drifter Lugia before, but I did it in Sharpies. This one I did in acrylics. I am really starting to love acrylics thanks to this little guy. Liquitex, Basics Titanium White. This is a fantastic base for altering magic cards. Number 11, Zedru, aka Toriel. I like the backgrounds, not crazy of how I did, how I did Toriel. I think I did her face a little too bleh. But yeah, I've done Toriel before and it looked a lot worse than this, so I'm getting a little better at drawing her. Number 12, the Mushroom, the Poison Mushroom. Slimefoot, the Stowaway. I really want to build a Slimefoot deck now, I just can't find the cards to, plus I have too many black and green decks. Yeah, it's a Poison Mushroom from Mario, in case you don't know what that is. How could you not? I screwed up the skull a little bit. I probably want to fix the skull a bit. Who here has played Night in the Woods? I have. And Greg rules, okay. Also gave him an 80s background. Looks like Rocco's shirt. Number 14, again in gouache, was Steel Hellkite. I tend to think when it comes to gouache, I can get a lot more cross-hatching detail than I could with acrylics. I can still get some good acrylic detail in there, but I don't know, I'm more comfortable working with gouache. And yeah, it's Salamence Steel Hellkite. Number 15, I have done this before, a Shriekmaw extension. This one came out a little less good than the last one, but the last one, I don't think I put like this stuff coming out of the border. I would like to do this again. Probably take away the shadowing on the bottom here, probably add some more detail on the inside. It didn't come out like bad, but it didn't come out as good as it probably could have. Helm of the Host. This was a recommendation from someone. I'm sorry, your name escapes me, but leave a comment if you did recommend this. He recommended Glob from Adventure Time. I think his name is Glob, Gab, Gope, Glabgo, Glabgo, I don't fucking know. But yeah, Glob from Adventure Time. He has like 5 or 4 heads, and it works perfect for Helm of the Host. Who here has seen Demolition Man? So you know about the 3 seashells, right? You know how to use them. You wipe your ass with them. Number 18, October 18th. Again, I cheated. Demon's Horn, Pick of Destiny. This is an old one. I actually did this with watercolor markers and it's called a blender brush from Prismacolor. It's just like a clear alcoholic marker where you can like blend colors together. Yeah. I cheated. It was another day where I worked a very long shift. I had no time to alter anything. This one I did do, though. The Pick of Destiny number 2, Dark Steel Ingot version. Love the background on this one. I love how the bloody background, gritty kind of stone feel of it with the pentagram. And then the Pick of Destiny, of course. Number 20, Galactic Pristine Talisman. I've done Galactic Soul Rings before. I've done a Galactic Talisman, but I gave it like a weird purple outline the last time I did it, so I didn't do that this time. I just put it in space. 21 is a weird one. It was just me screwing around with booze and characters. I really screwed up that top over there. Yeah, it's Diabolic Tutor. I went for the pun. The spooky pun. Now we're starting to get into the cards that I really like how they came out. So number 22. Got smeared over here. Sakura Tribe Goomba. I finally got the hang of acrylics and how to layer them properly to get colors to look, you know, good. So I'm really happy how this one came out. I think the background came out perfect. The Goomba came out perfect. This is one of the cards I'm really happy how it came out. Till I did number 23, and then I was really happy how I was doing with acrylics. Pinky Brainstorm. I have, again, never drawn or painted Pinky in my life. This was the first time I ever did this. So, yeah, again, I'm just getting more and more comfortable with acrylics. If I were to do this again, I'd probably change the background, not make it gray. Maybe, like, make it pink or something. Because, you know, Pinky. 24 is, wow. 24. Obnixilis, the Unshackled. It is Nurgle from Billy and Mandy. I did 2 versions of this one on the same card. So the first version I did in gouache, where I did a full body of Obnixilis. Didn't come out good, so I erased it completely. Thankfully, gouache, you can erase it pretty easily. I did everything in acrylic, and it came out a lot better. 25 is a head crab. Skull Clamp. Head crab. I hate that art for Skull Clamp, so I'm probably going to color over it, give it a different background. But yeah, head crab. We need Half-Life 3. We're not getting Half-Life 3. There's no point in me fighting. So 26 is an example of over-detailing. So it looks fine, but there's way too many details in there. Probably going to go over it later with some yellow, get rid of those weird lines here, maybe color that in gray, because the background should not have been black. The background should definitely have been a different color, because Mimikyu's hands are black. But yeah, this is just an example of when you over-detail something, you get too like satisfied with yourself with something like this, or something like this, where you get like a good amount of detail in there, and then you're like, oh, I can do more, and then it comes out like that. So October 27th, I was really sick, and I painted Ghastly. Really awful Ghastly. This one I did different. I ended up actually using, I have Sharpie paint markers. I did a opaque base with that marker, and then I colored it over in acrylic, and it just did not come out good. But again, this is a good example of sometimes you screw up and sometimes it doesn't look good, and you deal with it. 28 is done in gouache, and it is Nin the Paint Artist. I have done Zim before. Did it for a friend of mine as a commission. I did that on Melik, I believe. Is it Paragon? But Zim rhymes with Nin, so Nin. I think I did his mouth too small. I do his mouth a little bigger next time. Ancient Stone Iron Giant for day 29. I can't really draw the Iron Giant, so I just did part of his head and his dimple. Day 30 was Riptar Dragon Skull Summit. Again, very happy how this came out considering I've never drawn Riptar before. I think I may have sketched them when I was a kid, but probably came out crappy. The acrylic on this one, I don't know, it just wasn't behaving with me. I'm probably going to go over it later because there are some white spots I want to color over. His eye got some green in there. Probably going to paint that over too. It came out pretty good though. I don't think it came out too bad. And finally, for day 31st, Halloween, the spookiest of days, I drew an octopus. Yeah, this video wasn't themed for Halloween. I didn't look at October and think, oh, I'm going to draw spooky cards all month. No, I just painted stuff. And yeah, I did a soul ring, a squid soul ring. Again, I've done it before, I just did it really bad, and I did it with Sharpie paint markers. This time I did it in gouache, and I think it came out a lot better. That was my Inktober, I guess, challenge that I gave myself for seemingly no reason. Hope you guys enjoyed. I might do this again next October. I might even do it next month. I don't know. I really had a lot of fun painting all these cards. It was a big challenge. Sometimes I missed it, but I would like to do it again. Let me know what you think. I will see you guys later in more videos, but until then, Cass loves you. Oh yeah, spooky fuck.